Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, on bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, Lamas covers, three-handle family Gradunzel.
Mamma mia!
And now, Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
Number 4, armbar.
I will never retire!
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the B Plus Podcast. I am your host, Greg Unchained, and this is another bonus episode for you all relating to the last bonus episode. On the last bonus episode, we broke down in preview mode PWA Call To Arms 2018, and now BigBoy Mikey has been to the show, and he's back, and it's time to talk about what went down at PWA Call To Arms. Big Boy, how are you?
Good, buddy.
So you attended Call To Arms this last weekend, Saturday night?
Yeah, I sure did, mate. Under rough circumstances, there was a few moments there on Saturday morning. I wasn't sure that I was actually going to go to the show. My grandfather passed away at 7 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. on Saturday morning, and it was a really heavy morning. I wasn't sure if I was going to go, but back in my head, I was just like, nah. My grandfather would hate to know that I was missing out on stuff, and I know I was just going to sit at home and stare at a wall and be sad all night. So, I thought, you know what? Might as well go stare at a wrestling ring and pretend I'm happy for a couple of hours. So, it was a great night, and I'll talk about it a little bit towards the end of the podcast, but it was a really special night.
Yeah, well, my condolences hearing about your grandfather. Obviously,
Yeah,
you told me on Saturday, and I've expressed that. But
Yeah,
it's never easy. But let's power on and have a look at the show. So you managed to make it out, and that's good. Did it manage to take you out of your feelings for a little bit, even just for a moment?
Oh, bloody oath it did.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about, right? Wrestling is, at its best, an escape. It lets you go, turn your mind off, and just enjoy some bloody talented dudes doing what they do and telling stories in between those 4 ropes, or 3 ropes.
Exactly.
4 sides, yeah.
Exactly. No, but yeah, it did the job. It wasn't just me. My cousin Matt, he was with me there, and so we were both under the same circumstances. So it was just like a nice little sort of break from reality for all of us, and we just had a really quality night out. Actually, I was just PWA is just going from strength to strength, and I keep saying this every show that I've been to for PWA. They are just getting bigger and bigger and better. And with their announcement this morning, which we'll touch on at the end, they're just getting even bigger.
So let's take a look at the actual event. Show opened with some PWA originals, some old school guys, Mikey Broderick, Matt Diamond. How was the match?
Yeah, it was really fun, actually. A really good opener. Matt Diamond is just a phenomenal high flyer, very quick and agile. And Mikey Broderick he's got the look. If he was to go attempt NXT now, I'm not sure how old Mikey is. I know he's been around the PWA scene. He's a PWA original, so he's been there at least 11 years. He'd make it in the WWE because he's got the look. He's got that blonde hair. He's got the full muscles, the physique, and everything that the WWE just love. He's just got that perfect body, and he's actually really talented in the ring.
Right, and he looks like a star and presents himself like a star.
Absolutely, he's a dickhead of a heel, and like he pulls it off well. So, no, it was a fun opener. Like not too much. Mikey Roderick got the win, so that was in retribution from the last show where Matt Diamond stole a pin at the end of the Fatal 4-Way, which Mikey was meant to get, and he stole the pin on him, so Mikey Roderick gets one back on Matt Diamond, so don't know if that ends a little mini feud there, or they continue on something, but no, good opener.
Right, and then we had a bit of a comedy match with Conco and the Fudge against Lucha Kai.
This was so much fun. Quick little note. So before the show, whilst the crowd is coming in, all 3 out of the 4, Conco wasn't out there, but Fudge, Kai, and Lucci were playing the crowd absolutely. Now, I don't want to break kayfabe for anyone, but Lucci's a local guy, so despite him being heel, I'm a Lucci guy, and I'm not a Fudge fan. Conco, I absolutely love. I kind of give Fudge a bit of heel heat. I do love you, Fudge, if you ever listen to this, but I like to give Fudge a bit of heel heat. So I'm a Lucci guy 100%. I actually brought a Luciano shirt this weekend, and I paid $5 for a stick of his celery. So before the show,
$5 for celery.
$5 for celery. Yep.
He's a good businessman. I'll give him that.
Very smart businessman. Him and Kai were. So Kai's a very serious talent. You know, he's got that Japanese background. He's a very serious
a martial artist. Yeah,
martial artist, very serious. Lucci's that annoying heel with the tree hugger personality.
So you're 100% a Lucci guy, but he would not be a Big Boy Mikey guy because you're not a vegan.
No, but no, exactly right. Actually, I'm the opposite of everything that Lucci is. I'm 100% not vegan. I'm a meat lover. I'm everything. So no, it was a lot of fun, and what they did with the crowd before the hand was so fun. Like, Lucci was just carrying around a tray of celery, selling it, trying to change people to eat celery. So the match was fun itself. Fudge and Congo did pick up the win here. Lucci Kai had a little bit of a rough ending. I think Kai accidentally hit Lucci with something and got the loss. But quick little note: Kai and Tree Hugger Lucci wrestled in onesies, cow onesies.
Yeah, right. And he was, holding this. Did he have a sign or something? I read somewhere that he had a sign that was like, "Not your mother, not your milk."
Yeah, not your mother, not your milk. Fantastic.
Or something to that effect.
Yeah. Fantastic. No, I love Lucci.
That's incredibly obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I also read that Concrete Davidson finished things with a dick flip and then into the butt punch.
Yeah, Conco has taken his Concrete Dong's tag team move and is using the dick flip, and with Fudge using his butt punch, made a little bit of a dick flip.
So dick flip into butt punch combo. It's pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrestling.
Yep. It's all in good life fun.
Yeah. Oh no, it's fantastic. It's necessary on a show. Yeah. It's necessary. So up next we had Jessica Troy defeated Belle Pierce, got her win back.
Yeah, she did. So much like the opening match between Mikey and Diamond, this one was a little bit of a retribution from last show. Jess Troy, being the ultimate professional that she is, the Shimmer and Rise competitor, who is headed overseas soon to Chikara for the Chikara tournament with the Trios tournament, King of Trios.
Yeah, the King of Trios. Yeah. She's representing Shimmer, representing Australia, representing PWA, representing women.
Yep.
Says Shazza McKenzie, which Shazza McKenzie later in the show did not represent me. I'm very disappointed, but I suppose we'll get to that.
We will.
Jessica Troy.
Yeah. We got a note on Belle Pierce. She's fantastic. This is only her, I think this is her first singles match.
If I'm not mistaken, she had a singles match against one Austin Aries for the Impact World Championship.
She did. So hey,
So you can't discount that. That's a hell of a debut singles match.
hell of a debut match. Yeah, no, look, she's taken advantage of a spot that's opened up due to the unfortunate injury to Facebook. So there's a PWA spot there for the girls. So it's good to see her getting a shot at it, and I think she'll be a regular member.
So Belle Pierce is one to watch, but Jessica Troy picks up the win here in somewhat of a short match, and then we move on to Unsocial Jordan defeating Adam Hoffman, Jax Jordan, and Michael Spencer.
Yeah, so 3 heels, 1 face, and the 1 face had
a weird dynamic.
Yeah, and the 1 face had a heel manager for the night. So,
That makes things even more confusing.
Yeah, look, it was fun for what it is. A lot of Unsocial Jordan and Adam Hoffman get a lot of heat from the crowd. They, in their respected tag teams or stables or ex-stable for Unsocial Jordan, kind of the ones that unfortunately get the least fanfare. Unsocial Jordan is tagged with guys like Instagram, now Kyle Fletcher. I mean, is tagged with Snapchat, who's now moved on. So Unsocial Jordan just happens to be that the unlucky one in his team. But no, look, it was a fun match.
See, you can say that he's the unlucky one, or you can say that he's the loyal one. He's sticking true to his PWA roots. Right. I don't know why he's a heel, to be honest with you.
Right, exactly right. And Jax Jordan was accompanied to the ring by Maddie Warburg, as Jax Jordan is in training to be a babe.
Right. Okay, so when I saw the results, my first question to you was, where was Maddie Warburg? Because there, in the results, when you look at the match, who beat who, Maddie Warburg did nothing. There was no major angle or anything, which, given what happened on the Triple M show that morning, or the morning before, I really thought that something was going to happen with Maddie Warburg, something major. But I guess they're just building that Triple M thing for later.
Right. So there's 2 answers to this one. So the first one was he did accompany Jax Jordan to the ring as a manager.
Yep.
So Jax Jordan is in babe trial mode, as Maddie Warburg has lost his tag team partner Nathan McCarter to the Farley Dojo. So he's looking for a new member of Babes, and Jax Jordan just happens to be Party Boy Jax, so he sort of suits that party atmosphere. So they're trying. He failed in this match, unfortunately. Unsocial Jordan picked up the win when he used his camera tripod to whack him in the head and picked up the victory. MVP in this match was Michael Spencer, hands down. That guy is so freaking talented. Like, I've never seen a guy clear with so much air. So there was a spot where all 3 Unsocial, Jax and Adam Hoffman, were all to one corner of the ring, just outside the ring. And Michael Spencer cleared all 3, cleared the turnbuckle into the corner, and dived right over the top and flipped onto him. It was just a really sick spot. He gets so much good air. Yeah. But it was a fun match for what it was. It was sort of like, not a nothing throwaway fatal 4-way, but it was just like a filler match, I guess, to get some good names on the card.
Yeah, to get some extra guys on the card. So then we had Bea Priestley defeating Ricky South, retaining her Defiant women's title and her relationship with Will Ospreay, which apparently was on the line.
So this started as just a standard intergender match. There was not going to be much on. However, Ricky South, my boy, which will be part of.
Do we have to call it an intergender match? It's just a match, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I should say that. Yeah, but and then Ricky South got on the mic, and with his lovely charisma, that is my boy Ricky South, challenged Bea Priestley to not only. He said, "Oh, you got 2 choices: either you put up your Defiant Women's title, or you put up the rights to your band." And Bea Priestley replied, "Well, how about we do it for both?"
Nice. It
was a very good match, really, really good, and. Look, I saw Bea Priestley this time last year. She had a match against Shazza, I think. Yes, yeah, it was against Shazza. And I've seen a lot of her stuff in Defiant, and formerly known as What Culture Pro Wrestling. And so I've seen a fair bit of B Priest, and I'm guessing you've seen a lot of her through Stardom, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
I've always found her to be decent, but this night, like, it really opened my eyes. I'm like, holy shit, she's fantastic. Like, I don't know whether it's the
she's improved a lot.
Whether that's the Stardom training that she's getting, because obviously the Stardom training is the standard of training at Stardom is a lot better than some of the UK standards, and also.
Not that the UK is slacking.
No, not at all. Not at
a
all.
lot of good stuff going on.
Especially the women's scene in the UK. It's obviously hot. And obviously, you know, her partner being Will Ospreay would have obviously had a lot to do with the training as well, but she's fantastic now. Like, I don't remember her being this good. She is super talented. She's pretty much female Ospreay with, like, probably like more of a female Suzuki side to her. Like, she's psychotic in the ring. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, over in Stardom, she's getting the chance to work with some of the best workers in the world, like having matches with Oedo Tai and stuff. Like, I mean, yeah, she's been improving very quickly. Let's say that, and I've heard that this was a pretty good match. And I mean, we've got to remember as well, Tough Stuff Ricky South is still a rookie himself.
Oh, right.
He's not been wrestling long, but he has very quickly become one of the must-see, like one of the names that just pops up a lot in terms of this guy's going to be something.
Right.
So,
and if anyone's seen,
I'm really excited to see this match when the show eventually releases.
Yeah, Ricky South's really come into his own in the last couple of months. I think I said it last week in the preview. His game has completely changed.
Since the Jimmy Havoc match, and he's picked up the hardcore streak.
Yeah. Well,
did any of that come into play here?
Not really. No. He's just such a versatile character. See, on Friday night at Wrestling Go, you know, I know it's a different promotion, so they can't really compare, but he was in a triple threat with Matty Warburg and Dalton Castle.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of the result. I have not checked that.
He won. Tough Stuff Ricky South got the win there.
Okay. Let's edit that out because that sounds bad. I should know that.
Yeah, so he had a good 24 hours or 48 hours.
But he's had a really good 28, and he's actually kind of probably somewhat the MVP of PWA this year so far. Like, he's having a really, really good
like
year.
A breakout star.
Like, yeah, and obviously the guys at Iron Fist have seen how good he is, and, you know, they're bringing him down, and, yeah, power to Ricky South. He's gone over to New Japan, LA Dojo, just for training over there. Like, he booked himself in for a training session with Shibata and all that. So, like, he's going to leave about. Ricky South will be like a household name in Australia within the next 3 years, because obviously there's a
right. So anyone listening who's not going to PWA shows, Ricky South is someone that you want to be checking out. If you see him on a poster near you, or if your promoters ask you who's someone that you want to see us bring in, Ricky South is a name who we recommend here at the B Plus as someone that you should definitely be checking out. Moving on, we had the Tag Team Championship. Mick Moretti and Jack Bonza, Four Nations, defeated Jude London and Paris Silva to retain the PWA tag titles. Now, I thought this was going to be the Velocity's night.
Well, yeah, so did a lot of people. On any other given night without having Robbie Eagles and Will Ospreay on the card, Paris Silva was the MVP of the night.
Okay, yeah.
Paris Silva.
I've seen the GIF.
Yeah. Paris Silva has instantly, over the last 48 hours, become one of the most popular superstars in Australia. So it came out on Friday or Saturday morning that he was training at the PWA Academy with a Will Ospreay seminar. They tried the spot where he does a shooting star DDT. Shooting star press into a DDT.
It's incredible. Anyone, I'll put a link in the show notes. Anyone who hasn't seen it, holy crap!
First off, go find the one from Will Ospreay's seminar where he did it to Will Ospreay on the crush mats. Fantastic, and that's when I was like, man, that's cool. And then I was like, I wonder if he'll try that tonight. And not even the boys that I was with, I was like, nah, he wouldn't try something like that. Then he went up to the top rope in this match, and Bonza started slowly getting up, and I looked at my mate, I was looking at Matt, I was like, he's going to hit it. He's like, holy shit. And he did it perfectly. I'm like, oh my God. Like, one of the best moves ever. And I'm loving this Bonza Moretti tag title. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what they're going to do with it. Obviously, they're both three of the pillars left of Four Nations that are really important. But Mick Moretti's popularity is just through the roof. I love that they test it before the match when...
Right, so Moretti's been teasing a bit of a face turn.
Yeah.
And Bonza's getting increasingly...
frustrated with it, yeah.
Frustrated? Yeah, frustrated is the word. I was going to say agitated even. Yeah. Like, he's just like, what's going on? Is he... You see, because I'm not there. I'm basing this off what other people told me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so shout out to actually a little side note MVP for the night. Diego on mic is amazing. But anyway, so like when they're introduced, just after they get introduced, Bonza will go to the middle rope, put his fist up, boo. Mick Moretti will jump up to the second rope himself and do his little pose, and the crowd just go, start cheering Mick Moretti. Then they'll do it like 3 times each, and Bonza just keeps getting so frustrated that he's not getting any love from the crowd, and he gets frustrated that Mick Moretti loves the crowd. And look, even as a tag, they just have such a good dynamic as a tag team. You got the wrestler, the heavyweights, the perfectionist Jack Bonza, and then you got the cheeky Mick Moretti who'll do anything at all costs in a match to win a match. Like, I've seen that guy use fire to, like, fake little flame in someone's face to use in a weapon or whatever. So
it makes sense for them to be teasing some sort of split there now, because, I mean, back when Mick Moretti was the Green Dragon, I feel like the team made a lot of sense, but I think it might be time for Moretti to move on from the Four Nations.
Right, and, but it's, a lot of people did think it was going to be the Velocity's night, and look, Paris, it was Paris's night because he came out of this looking like God. But no, unfortunately, they fell short. A little bit of a not botched finish, a little bit of a what's the right word? A controversial finish, where they thought Paris had actually got the pin on Bonza, and someone had actually hit the bell, so they thought that the Velocities had won, but it was a bit of a distraction. Okay. And Bonza and Moretti used that distraction to finish the match off and get the real win. So.
And was that like a shoot? Was that like a shoot mistake, or was it part of the match?
I wasn't 100% sure. I was sitting right behind the bellkeeper, and I think I got a little bit of a look from Diego looking at the guy that was doing the bell, and he kind of looked at him like, "Oh shit." So I don't know if it was legit or they played it perfectly like that, okay, but it worked out looking good. It worked out looking like a typical heel steal the win after a botched sort of finish. Like,
so there was the distraction, and then
yeah. So after this match was intermission, where an important piece of the night played up. So they left.
Okay. So this is something that's missing from my results, because nobody sent me anything that happened in intermission. I had a few people there sending me through things that happened, and I have so I do want to thank everyone who was talking to me that night and letting me know what was happening at PWA. Yourself, of course, was a big one, and then Adam. I can never pronounce his last name, but Adam, you know who you are if you're listening. Thank you for sending me results through. And I also want to shout out Dann Lennard wrote up a review which also helped me prepare for this podcast as well. So Dan Lennard, I'll link to his review for the show in the show notes as well. Right. Obviously, your review is still in the works, but no one mentioned what happened in intermission. So lay it on me. What happened during intermission?
So there's 2 things to discuss. So intermission at every single PWA show for the last 8 months, they do a beer pong competition where... So before the show...
Right, so that's since they went Black Label.
Black Label.
Since they went Black Label 18+.
Correct.
They play beer pong.
Beer pong, yeah. Before the show, they... Sort of like a raffle sort of thing. And, if your name gets drawn, you have the chance to win that said money. So whether it's, it's only probably like $100, $130 or something, whatever it is. But if you can beat Matty Warburg, like, you get to keep the money. You get to win the money. So, Matty came out for his mid-show... beer pong match, and just as he did, just before the match started, he broke into he stays in character for most of it, but this time he really stayed in character before the beer pong match and got on the mic and sort of did a bit of a rant. I was actually at the bar. I wasn't thinking too much. I don't usually watch the beer pong. I'm like, I don't really watch it. So I was at the bar and and then I heard him start spitting, spitting words, and I didn't catch the start of the promo, but it was basically like he was pissed off that he was left off the biggest card of the year, playing into, like, literally, like you're saying, like, you look at a results sheet and it doesn't say Matty Wahlberg anywhere, and you're like, how is one of the hottest guys on the mic not on the card? So he started on that rant, like, why the fuck would PWA leave me off the card? I'm not on any of the posters. And he's like, I was supposed to come out here and give a written apology to Triple M for my actions, as the Triple M guys were there on the night doing the commentary, and so he was meant to apologize. He meant to apologize to them on behalf of, and then apologize to both Madison and Robbie Eagles for how he acted on the night, etc. Then he turned around and said, "Fuck it, fuck you, PWA. Fuck you for leaving me off. I don't give a fucking shit what you think of me." Started threatening the guy from Triple M. So I don't know whether they're going to have a little play in that, because I know I think there's one of the Triple M guys has been training at PWA. I'm not 100% sure. So I don't know whether they're going to play into using Triple M's relationship with PWA at the moment, and do some sort of Matty Wahlberg versus Triple M guy type thing. I'm not too sure where they're going that, but it was a really good heel piece. I kind of had that little Tama Tonga type firing squad, like, fuck you to the company type feel. Like, and it was actually a really good spot. Like, I would love to see Matty Wahlberg be in a match, but that spot made up for it. There's something brewing with Matty Wahlberg and his character, and it's good.
Right, so Matty Wahlberg would be, along with Ricky South, one of the big breakouts recently. And so I was really shocked when he wasn't on in any of the matches, and definitely to hear that makes me very happy that there is something brewing with the character.
Right.
And, anti-company angles are always hot, so it should be good. I'm curious to see where it goes.
On that note, at the same time, I want to shout out big kudos. This is just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people have different opinions on this, but I'm kudos to this. During this segment, I actually didn't hear the fan do it. I actually went to the merch table to go buy my Lucci shirt. When I was away, there was actually a fan ejected from the crowd. I think it was during the Matty Wahlberg beer pong match, because I, again, didn't watch a beer pong match. After he finished his rant, he did the beer pong match, and I sort of walked away thinking it was all over. But during that, actually, a fan in the crowd chanted the FAGGOT word. I'm not going to repeat it, to Matty Wahlberg, I think, or maybe the guy that was playing him in beer pong. But he was ejected from the crowd, as PWA have a no dickhead policy, such as like Progress and a lot of those.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
It's a very simple rule.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick. No, definitely. It's really good that. So the crowd turned on him.
Yeah, so the crowd turned him, and then
he got ejected. That's good.
Yeah.
Because look, as much as I know I've released the podcast last week where I talked about the Sam Adonis thing and the Blitzkrieg, the Nazi gimmick, and I sort of asked the question, is there a place for it? And I just want to make it clear, like, I'm not on the fence about that sort of thing. So when it comes to, like, don't be a dick. It's a pretty simple rule. Don't be a dick. And we've said it before on this show, like, chanting things at wrestlers like that is ridiculous.
Right.
I think it's a different thing when it's on the other side, when it's a wrestler playing a character, playing a role. And so that's why I think it's a little more of a gray area there. But no, definitely, it's really good that they got on top of that quickly and got that guy ejected.
Yeah.
Because that's not on. That's just not on. Stop trying to get yourself over at these shows. Like, It's not about you,
And you're making it worse for yourself anyway, because now you're probably blacklisted from any PWA event.
Yeah, and you're $40 or $50 out of pocket. Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
So then after intermission, I've got here that Madison Eagles defeated Shazza McKenzie to qualify for the Pro Wrestling Eve She Won tournament.
Right, so got back from intermission, and here we go into the 3 main events, you want to call it. Madison Eagles and Shazza, as always, stellar match.
I just want to say this. I'm not mad, Shazza. I'm just disappointed. That's all. I wanted to see you become the Ace of Eve. I wanted to see you become Queen of Trios. I mean, Queen of Trios is still on the table, so, that's okay. It's all right. I'll forgive you. But now I owe Mikey a shirt. So we'll hook that up after the show.
Maybe I'll just get a Shazza McKenzie shirt to rub it in your face, but that's right. No,
Oh, come on. That would not be nice. Shazza McKenzie shirt I can get off Wrestler merch, though. I don't think Madison has any shirts on Wrestler merch. I think I have to go Pro Wrestling Tees for Madison, so it might take a while. I'm still waiting for my Firing Squad shirt. So.
True. No, no. Look, fantastic match. In my personal opinion, probably wasn't as good as one or two of their matches in the past, but still great match. I guess it's just one of those matches like that. I'll talk about it later with the main event. Spoiler alert. That just sort of not fell awkwardly. It's just unfortunately the crowd was anticipating what was coming next, and I think the crowd was just sort of like, even though we'd just come back from intermission, so it was like, okay, cool, hot ring action right now, because the tag title match, 4 Nations and Velocities, was fantastic, fast paced, and had a lot of energy. So then you had the intermission, you had the ejection for the fans. There was a little bit of restless from the crowd. And I don't know, that played into the feel of the match as well. So sometimes it's just an energy thing within the building, and it's not anything that the wrestlers did, because Madison and Shaz are 2 of the most professional wrestlers in this country, hands down.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the people who sent me results said that Shazza McKenzie passed out, and the way he'd worded it made it sound like that it was legit. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of a bump to the head.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it looked like she had it was like lights out Shazza for a second. And she actually...
Like shoot, like for real?
I think so, yeah. Like she wasn't walking out on her own type thing. There's no X's putting.
Oh, well, now I feel bad for being disappointed. I'm sorry, Shazza. No, that's...
No. I think she was all good because, I did get to catch her after the show, and I think if it was anything too seriously, she wouldn't have even come out to merch stand or anything. So, I think like it was rough at the time, but there was nothing too majorly serious. But, Madison tapped Shazza out, which I love seeing submission finishes. It's just something I love to see. Oh, and actually, should note this. Sorry, there's probably something that you probably don't have notes of either. Post-match, Madison Eagles got beat down by Michael Spencer.
Yeah, no, I did have that. So after the match, Michael Spencer runs in and attacks Madison Eagles for some reason, but was run off by Jessica Trey.
Right. I have no idea where they're going with this or why it was Michael Spencer or whatever, but it was kind of unexpected. No one saw it coming, and he just
setting something up.
Yeah, setting something up. And it was actually funny because for a couple of minutes there was 3 girls in the ring. There was 2 girls lying on the ground, and just Troy standing strong was all 3 members of the team that's going over Chikara for those just
the Shimmer Collective for King of Trios. So, And so then you had Robbie Eagles versus Will Ospreay. Robbie Eagles getting the win by submission. Wow.
Yeah.
Break it down for me, because I've been told that this is the best match people have seen live. Like I've heard a lot of very big statements about this match.
Look, I can't pick between 1 and 2. Like my cousin Matt, is a diehard Robbie fan, unfortunately missed Robbie Will number 1 last year, and he's kicking himself. And he kept saying to me at the end of it, he's like, "What do you think? Is 1 better or is 2 better? What do you reckon?" And I was like, "I don't know. I can't pick it." But oh my god!
Well, you can always watch 1 on YouTube.
Yeah, he has. He's watched it a million times over. But like, he's like, "What do you think is like for live, like with the energy of the crowd and with the match?" I was like, "I can't pick it." Seriously, they replicated the magic that they did last year. It was just Robbie Eagles, like, I thought he was going to die about 10,000 times in that ring. And Will Ospreay, I'm not too sure if it was legit or just fantastic selling. So if it was fantastic selling, to anyone who believes that Will Ospreay doesn't know how to sell and is doesn't sell moves and all this sort of shit, fuck you. Go watch this match. So it looked...
I didn't realize there were people that thought that, but Dan Lennard said the same thing in his review, that anyone who thinks he can't tell stories in the ring needs to watch this match. I didn't know anyone was saying that. I've never seen that criticism of Will Ospreay.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't like the criticism of the past, like Will Ospreay, Ricochet.
I think people just don't like juniors. I think some people just don't like fast-paced juniors action.
No, that's right. And then people don't like the too slow either, so no one's happy. But no, unfortunately, Will's always got a little bit of heat, like the Bucks, like Leo Rush, like Ricochet, and so on. That, like you said, the light heavyweights and the cruiserweights of the world who, will get like you'll see Leo Rush get pile drive it off the top rope and not sell it, or something like that. And I've seen Will Ospreay not sell a few things in the past with, the likes of Ricochet, maybe in a Defiant ring or whatever. But, yeah,
right. And then you have Tomohiro Ishii get German suplexed from the middle rope and pop straight back up and then come at you.
Right,
it's wrestling.
Right. And there is such thing as momentum that, even after a move, you get up and you hot.
And adrenaline. And you got to realize as well with junior heavyweights especially, there's less weight coming down. Yeah. So for them to sell a big move for less amount of time than you would see, say, John Cena sell the move, makes perfect sense because there's less weight coming down, there's less impact because of that. So they're able to recover quicker. Right. That makes perfect sense to me. Anyway.
Back to this match, the point I was talking about. He sold with what looked like a legit knee injury. Like, it looked like his left leg, he looked like he couldn't even stand on it, and like he kept calling the ref over. I thought it was actually legit, most of the time, where he was actually calling the ref over, like, I don't think I can continue. Like, it wasn't even like loud. It was like he was mouthing it. And I could see it. It was like mouthing it. Like, I don't think I can continue. I don't think I can go. Like, fuck. Like, he's like trying to give him the head shake, and it was like, even JT Robinson came out and sort of checked on him and said, I don't think I can keep going. So they made it look so legit that Will couldn't even walk. But then Will managed to, still pull off a springboard stunner that he does. And many other moves after that. So
yeah, the Oscar. Sorry. I'm pretty sure that from what I read, it was a work because I mean, Robbie targeted the leg, right? But, to some heel heat from the crowd, even, which is unusual for Robbie. But he targeted the leg, and if he's targeting the leg, I think it's part of the match. Yeah, and it played into the finish. He hit the 450 splash on the injured leg,
right? But and finally, and then the victory and the very emotional speech at the end. Where Robbie, put over PWA, the entire locker room, and where PWA has gone
right, and there was a standing ovation.
Yep, absolutely, a standing ovation, and an interesting little part at the end. Will Ospreay, how he has the countries of flags that he has ripped off the Japanese one and gave it to Robbie. So I don't know whether that's an official invite to Japan or.
Sounds like it to me. Giving him the flag off the tights sounds like an invitation.
Yeah, so... Yeah, look, I don't know what door it opens because I don't know where they go with the Super J Cup anymore. I haven't even seen if they're even doing a Super J Cup. But the other option is the World Tag League. And I actually wouldn't mind seeing... Because, the World Tag League is literally the G1, just in tag team form. We do it all again in November. But in tag team form. And I would love for them to see...
I love tag team wrestling, so I'm excited for that.
I would love to see Robbie and Mick Moretti go over as, what do they call themselves on the New Japan tour? I can't think of it. But I would love to see those two kind of tag together in New Japan, or whether Robbie...
Why not even have Robbie team with Will Ospreay?
Yeah. I was thinking Will and Okada might tag up for the tournament, but maybe Robbie and Will tag for something. But overall, I hope that means that Robbie will get a actual shot in Japan. Well, I do want it to happen, and I don't because I don't want to lose Robbie. But
yeah, no, I don't think Robbie will ever leave entirely. I think he'll come back.
Right.
I think he'll wrestle still. But it's really good to see him obviously going over to PWG. That's going to turn some heads. And yeah, if he's headed to New Japan, that would be incredible. I would love to, because I mean, I get to see New Japan more than I get to see PWA.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
So as an Australian fan that's not in Sydney, I'm actually pulling the other way. I'm like, go to New Japan. I can watch you weekly almost.
And look, this is a little note to any PWA fans that are listening to this. Take advantage. Like, I know people have life, like, you know, there was almost a moment that I wasn't even going to be at the show. People have life things, you can't exactly get out of weddings and stuff to go to wrestling matches. I understand that. But if you're a PWA fan or a Newey Pro fan or whatever, keep going to see Robbie Eagles as much as you can. Because he is, along with guys like Shazza, Madison, Jess Troy, Bonza, Moretti, these guys are at the top of the game in Australia. And it's only a matter of time before we lose them. Like, for good. Like,
No, I definitely second that. Get out and support some local graps.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Now, the main event comes after, which I imagine it would have had a hard time following that match.
Oh, it did.
But Caveman Ugg has his moment.
It did. I love PWA with all my heart, and I wanted to really be a complete PWA fanboy on this podcast, but I'm going to be the professional side of me. I wasn't... The booking of this night was weird. Like, Robbie and Will, no matter what... Look, I'm an old-fashioned guy. Your main title should always go on last, or the women's title, whatever. I'm happy for either women's or men's title to go on last. But I feel that if you're going to have a title defense in the night, a major title defense needs to be on last. I absolutely 100% stand on that. I don't care if that's WWE or PWA. I believe that WWE Championship should be the main event at WrestleMania every year. That's my personal belief.
I agree. Yeah. If not, I think one of your major titles. So you have your
WWE get
your women's title, your men's title, main title, or your tag team title should main event.
Titles should always main event, and I know WWE don't do that anymore, which that's fine. Most other places, New Japan, very rarely.
But what you're getting at is you think that Robbie and Will should have headlined.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even have the title match on this card. I know it's the I know it was the anniversary event, but with the Robbie Will match, there's no way for this match to follow it or even pre.
I mean, Jonah and Caveman are both really great workers. So,
mate, you could have had Kenny Omega in this match, and it wouldn't have done anything because Robbie and Will just took all the energy from the crowd, and unfortunately, the setup for the cage took about 5 to 10 minutes. And it sucked out even more energy from the crowd.
Because we're not working in an arena with a WWE budget. You can't lower the cage from the ceiling, so the cage has to be set up.
Just that little, a little bit time consuming. So all that energy that everyone used for Robbie and Will had sort of everyone was buggered. Like you could see, like everyone's face was just like, oh, I want to go home now. Like not home because I don't want to watch the rest of the matches, but home just like I'm so tired from cheering and standing and clapping. And look, the job that Ugg and Rock did was fantastic. I'm not putting the two talents down at all because you know what I think about Jonah Rock. Jonah Rock is probably the best big man talent in the country. Is the best big man talent in this country. And Caveman Ugg is probably second best big man in the country. And look, I'm so happy that Ugg won the title. He deserves it. It's kind of a change of a guard.
And what a way to win it, too. Just going to interject.
Oh.
Moonsault off the cage. I've seen a clip of this, too. It actually looked a little crazy. It looked like he fell a little bit short and landed on Rock with the legs.
Yes, that did happen, yes.
Scared the hell out of me. But just the fact that he was able to do a moonsault off the cage, like this is a big boy, was very impressive and very scary.
Look, and the strength on Caveman Ugg is ridiculous. He pulled off two. What was Razor Ramon's old finisher? What was it called? The
Razor's Edge.
The Razor's Edge. No, Caveman Ugg pulled that off Jonah twice and like threw it, and just like Jonah is no little man. He is, he's a big boy, and Caveman Ugg is, I just couldn't believe it. The strength of Caveman Ugg was just ridiculous. But look, I'm really happy for Caveman Ugg to go on as a champion. Kind of like a changing of the guard type thing, I guess. You got guys like Robbie, Mick, and Bonza not in the title picture right now, so they're Bonza and already a tag champions, but Caveman Ugg winning the title, and I guess he's going to have some new defenders coming along in terms of like Ricky South.
Yeah, who do you think steps up to challenge?
Yeah, I could see someone like a Ricky South step up, someone like maybe like a Mikey Broderick. You got someone like current Newey Pro champion Matt Rogers, who wasn't on this card. I'm not too sure why he wasn't available for this card, but unless he was on Wrestling Go the same night potentially. But he's a Newey Pro champion, and he's got a lot of good wins at PWA under his belt. So he could go with that. Maybe they go with Robbie Rock one more time. Robbie Ugg one more time. It'd be interesting to see. And then, based off what they announced this morning, maybe that's got something to do with the next challenger, but we'll touch on that in 2 seconds.
All right, take it away, because this is all stuff that's news to me. So.
Yeah, but look, before I get onto that, I just want to do a couple of shout-outs. So, obviously, Saturday was a very hard day for me, and I, like I said at the start of the podcast, I really struggled with the idea of going, and I knew I had to go, not just for my own sanity, because I didn't want to just sit at home staring at the wall, but I needed to go just to keep my mind busy, but at the same time, I love my wrestling and I love my PWA, and I knew they're the best guys to keep me distracted. And the three guys in particular, pre, during, and post show, both Luciano, Ricky South, and Robbie Eagles have been nothing but absolute gentlemen to me on that night. Ricky South took his time out to have a chat to me and about my things that were happening on the day, and it was they were all a little bit thrown back that both me and Matt, my cousin, had actually gotten ourselves out there for the night, despite what happened that morning, and Robbie was really touched, and he knows how much he means to us, and Robbie reached out to both me and Matt after the show, to appreciate, thank you for coming, despite the drama, and you have no idea how much that sort of stuff means to him and that. So it's just I just wanted to say thank you to not just those three boys, but the entire PWA roster for just taking shit off my mind and just being the absolute most awesome roster of talent that I've gotten to know. Just on a little personal note.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just doing what they do to help you escape a somewhat shitty reality on that day, safe to say. By doing what they do, and they appreciated you coming out to support, even though you were going through some stuff. And obviously, it's a two-way street, and that's the great thing about wrestling is the fans can't exist without the wrestlers can't exist without the fans. We live in this amazing, beautiful, symbiotic relationship, and it's a wonderful thing.
Right. Now, on to exciting news for PWA. Now, so on Sunday, the 12th of August, PWA announced, so this was 24 hours removed from Call To Arms 28, they announced their next event. They had announced it on the night, my apologies, but they didn't say what it was or what it was going to be. It's on the October the 20th, same venue, Max Watts. This is called PWA Black Label Coliseum. It's called Coliseum. And this is their quote from their Facebook post. Now that Australia has established itself as a breeding ground for elite-level wrestlers, PWA Black Label is holding an invite-only tournament seeking the best pure grapplers in the country. More details and tickets will be announced soon. So, from the sound of it, Coliseum is going to be a tournament night. And it looks like they're looking for the best pure grapplers in the country and invite only. But I know guys like Adam.
Right, the wording of that does make you wonder. Like when they say pure grapplers, are they speaking just in terms of technical, so Jack Bonza prowess, for example, or are they talking about just wider in general wrestlers? And in that case, could we see? We talk about challenges for Caveman Ugg. Could we see someone win this Coliseum tournament if that's what it is, and someone who's not a PWA regular, someone like the Don Michael Morleone from over in EPW, or a Chris Basso from Riot City? Could we see someone like end up stepping up to challenge Ugg?
Someone like a Slex, or someone like on the PWA roster. Just going back through the card from Saturday night, who I believe could be a pure grappler within the PWA roster itself. You know, you got the guys like Mikey Broderick. He'd be a pure grappler. He'd be good at that. Kai Drake. He'd be all right. Like, a bit more mixed martial arts guy, but he'd be all right with the grappler side of things. Michael Spencer. Bonza obviously is probably the king of grapplers in PWA. I'm talking about the wording that they're using, pure grappler. They're probably the best pure grapplers.
Pure grapplers, yeah.
But yeah, look, I'm excited for where this tournament could go. I don't know. It'll be a great night, and coming closer up to the event, I'm 100% I'll be there. So I'll break down my preview and review again. That's 2 months away, so we will break that down more and more as time goes on. And I guess you'll break it down a little bit more in the Aussie Wrestling Cast when news becomes light.
Yeah, so as news becomes available for who's being signed for it, I will of course be talking about it, and we'll see what it becomes. It sounds very exciting though. So that does it for this bonus episode of the B Plus podcast. Before we go, Mikey, where can people find you?
BigBoy_Mikey on Twitter.
I am at Greg Unchained on Twitter, at the Greg Unchained on Instagram. We collectively are known as the B Plus Wrestling on Facebook and Instagram. We are the B Plus Wrestle on Twitter, because wrestling wouldn't fit. We are the B Plus on YouTube. We are on SoundCloud. We are on iTunes. Leave us a 5-star review, like, share, subscribe, and thank you for listening.
Hold one! Arm drag!
You're not doing this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list!
So, no speak English.
Dummy! Goodbye and good night. Hold two! Arm bar!
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy! Hold three! The moss covered! Three-handle family grudungle!